On the first day of school, the teachers handed out magical animals based on grades. Valedictorian and class president Victoria didn't even hesitate. She walked straight up and grabbed the SSS-tier White Fox. I was dead last in the class rankings. I got assigned a single F-tier brown bear. Then the ice apocalypse hit. Because I'd bonded with the brown bear, I shared its innate ability, cold resistance. Victoria's White Fox never had the chance to grow. On day 1 of the apocalypse, it froze to death. That wasn't the worst part. Fueled by jealousy, Victoria rallied the others and jumped me. They killed my bear. Then they roasted steaks right in front of me, while they ate. I was so overwhelmed with grief and died. When I opened my eyes again, I was back. Back to the day they handed out magical animals. As the dead last student of the Werewolf Academy, I was always picked last. And sure enough, the only magical animal left was the brown bear. I was reaching for it when Victoria suddenly shouted from across the room, "Wait!" She sprinted over, clutching a small white fox kit, and shoved it into my arms without a word. Then she picked up the brown bear from its crate.
"You take the white fox. I want the brown bear."
The entire classroom went silent. Even Mr. Harris, our homeroom teacher, frowned. Everyone knew the white fox had the purest bloodline of any familiar in this batch. Its ancient lineage concentration was 80%. The brown bear's was barely 20, and it was considered a low-tier species. Mr. Harris leaned forward.
"Victoria, choosing your bonded animal isn't something to joke about. This determines your ceiling for the rest of your life."
"Sir, Riley needs this white fox more than I do. My grades are strong. I can train fast no matter what magical animal I bond with. But Riley's talent for cultivation is average. If she's also stuck with a low blood brown bear, her future is basically over."
The class erupted in applause. Mr. Harris nodded approvingly.
"You are kind. A pure and selfless heart will carry you further than any familiar ever could."
Then he turned to me and frowned.
"Why are you just standing there? Thank Victoria."
I blinked. I held the white fox kit out toward her.
"It's fine. You don't have to swap. I actually kind of like the bear."
Victoria pulled the brown bear closer to her chest. She looked at me the way someone looks when they've been wronged.
"You don't have to test me. I genuinely want to trade."
"I'm serious. Keep it."
Before I could finish, something sharp bit down on the web of my right hand. I looked down. The white fox kit had bitten me. Then the fox pressed its tiny tongue against my skin and licked it clean. The fox had initiated a blood pact with me.
So Riley wasn't being noble after all.
She said she didn't want the white fox, but she went and blood pasted it the second she got the chance.
She was just scared Victoria would take it back.
Never seen someone play both sides that hard before.
After the blood pact locked in, the white fox went drowsy and fell asleep in my arms. I sat there, listening to the whispers and feeling my face go red. They didn't know the truth. I genuinely did not want this fox. Because I knew something none of them did. In 2 weeks, this beautiful, high bloodline white fox was going to be completely useless. Well, almost none of them knew. Victoria knew too. The moment she gave up the white fox and fought me for the brown bear, I understood. She'd been reborn, just like me. I stared at the bear tucked against Victoria's chest. I'd been so close to it in my past life. We'd trusted each other completely. Now, Victoria had taken it. I could deal with losing the cold resistance. What I couldn't stand was thinking about whether the bear would be fed properly, whether it would be treated well. I was staring at it when the bear slowly turned its head and met my eyes. Then it blinked. Once, twice. Not once, not 3 times, twice. My chest lit up. 2 blinks was a signal, a code we'd created together in our past life. The bear was using it now to tell me it remembered. It had been reborn too. I was still exchanging glances with the bear when something warm and soft wrapped around my fingertip. I looked down. My white fox had woken up.
"I'm not useless."
The voice was haughty, also undeniably baby-soft.
"And stop staring at that chunky little lowlife."
I poked the fox gently. "Are you talking?" The white fox gave an imperious little sniff and rolled over in my arms. I thought about what to call it. White fox felt too generic. Little fox felt too soft. I was going to call it Your Highness.
"My name is Leo,"
it announced.
"You can call me Your Highnesses if you want."
I flicked its forehead. Who taught you to be this dramatic? Up front, Mr. Harris was explaining how to draw binding circles on the board. Most bonds were initiated by humans, since magical animals were naturally proud creatures. Young kits were gentler than adults, but it was still extremely rare for a familiar to seek out a bond on its own. Everyone began attempting their bonds. Everyone except me, since I'd already been forcibly claimed by a fox. "Leo," I said quietly, "why did you bond with me?"
I didn't like that other girl. She smells.
Smells? I kept my voice low. Victoria is literally the most popular girl in school. Half the guys here would say she smells amazing.
Those guys are blind.
Leo said flatly.
Achoo! They can't see the rot underneath.
And me? Leo buried its nose in my sleeve. Its voice came out slightly strangled.
You're fine. You're kind of sweet.
I started scratching under Leo's chin while the class droned on. White fox fur had a reputation, and it delivered. Impossibly soft, dense like a cloud. I scratched its ears, squeezed its belly, and eventually couldn't help reaching for its tail. They say you should never touch a fox's tail. But Leo was basically a kid, so the usual rules didn't apply. The moment my hand settled on the tail, Leo went completely rigid. Through the white fur, I could see its skin flush faintly pink.
Stop it! What is wrong with you?
It sounded exactly like someone who'd just been caught off guard and was deeply, mortifyingly flustered.